Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. As you saw from the title, this is the 2-year update on the bagged concrete pad that I poured. It's realistically been about 2.5 years. I would call it 2.5 years. I've been kind of procrastinating with this. I didn't think many people would be interested, but I've got a lot of comments on the past 2 videos, you know, the original of me actually pouring it and the 1-year update, asking how it's holding up. So I'm gonna go over that today. I didn't move everything out of my shop because there's a lot of stuff in here. You'll see in a minute. I pulled out this shop. If you've seen the other videos and you're here, obviously you've probably seen my shop. But it's got 3 bay doors, garage doors, whatever you want to call them. And in the 3 bays, I was actually able to roll out the biggest of the equipment, you know, so you can kind of see the floor. I can show you there's no cracking or nothing like that, or no separation. The 1-year update that I did answered actually all of the questions that I had. Almost 2 million views where I was actually doing the work and pouring the pad, and I had a lot of comments, a lot of questions. So in the 1-year update, I answered all those questions except for one. I got a lot of people asking me what's it used for, what do I store inside of here, how much weight is it, and I'll kind of go over that today and show you a couple things and what I use it for, and if there's any like things moving in and out of here or whatever. And I also have a question for you guys. I'll show you in a minute what the question is going to be, so you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. I also want to thank you for holding me accountable, because like I said, I was procrastinating about it, didn't think many people would be interested. So thank you for the questions about it, and hopefully this is going to be what you were looking for. Because so many people are interested in it, I'm going to actually continue the yearly updates. I'm going to do the next one at the 3-year point. It will probably have what I'm about to talk about in a second, so that'll be something to stay tuned for to see how that's done. I'll make a video on that as well. Now that you're wondering what that is, let's get into the video. I've got you guys on a tripod right now. Last night when I went to edit these clips, everything was so shaky for me walking around. Hopefully this is a bit better for you. I was trying to walk around and show you all the corners and edges of everything, but this should be sufficient. This is Bay 1. Obviously you can tell that this floor has been plenty well used. There's lots of oil stains, paint stains, tire stains, burn marks. I weld right here, paint, pull vehicles in and out and everything. The middle right here that I'm showing you, that's the control joint that I cut. And I'll zoom in right here to show you that there's been no cracking or anything. Don't pay attention to the angle going this way, because that's where the forms were. Hopefully, there you go. That's where the forms were, so don't pay attention to that, pay attention to that. That's where the saw actually went. And I'll get an angle from the other side as well. Like I said, I'm trying to limit my moving around so it doesn't make you feel like you've been drinking after you get done with this video. If you noticed, I'm still in Bay 1. In the previous clip, that those two don't match up, this pad with this pad, the cut, it's because if you watched the first and second video that I did, I poured that pad first. It's like an outer pad that goes all the way around. And I did that because I was afraid that I wouldn't be finished with the concrete before the building got here, so they would still be able to build the building, and then I could do this concrete even with the building in place. But luckily I didn't have to do that, and everything worked out. That was like a just in case thing. So if you were wondering about that, it's because I did this first and did this next, and used this as forms for this. Still in Bay 1, just looking at it from another angle. Shows that there's no cracking or none of that stuff. I really wish I could walk around, but it's so shaky. This is Bay 2. I was going to try to move some of that stuff out of the way, but that is so heavy. It weighs over 2,000 pounds, and I'm not strong enough to push that thing out of the way. I actually have to, I built like the dollies for that to sit on so I can back my tractor up to it and actually connect it. And it's on a flat level surface and everything. But that right there is not the control joint that I cut. If you saw the previous 2 videos, this is 3 pads and this is 3 pads, so 6 total. And that right there is actually where the forms were. The next control joint that I cut is going to be in Bay 3, and I'll cover that. And I'll go over what all stored in here and the weights in a moment. I'm just kind of giving you guys an overview of the floor to show you that there's no shifting or cracking. This is Bay 3. I'll give you guys a good view of the control joint. That's the control joint I was talking about right there. I'll get an angle from the other side to show you that there's no shifting or anything. This bay actually probably gets used the least because this is where I store my tractor, and I literally just back it in and out when I'm cutting grass and stuff like that. So that's probably why it's the cleanest and the best looking. This is a view of the other side of bay 3. Control cut. I'll zoom in on it to show you nothing shifted. And we'll do another angle of the floor. So in bay 3, I store fuel, about 100 gallons when everything's full. My chipper, the little boat back there, the tractor, and the mower. I'm not sure if you can see that. There's a big mower back behind it. And there's just shelves back there full of steel and random things. As far as weight goes, the tractor, the tires are filled and has a front end loader. It's about 4,500 pounds. The mower weighs about 1,500 pounds. The chipper weighs about 1,000 pounds. And the fuel, along with the boat and shelves, we'll call it about 1,000. So what is that? 4,500 plus 1,500, that's 6,000. The chipper and fuel. So we'll call it about 8,000 pounds in this side in bay 3. In the second bay, I have the backhoe attachment, which is about 2,000 pounds. The UTV is probably around 1,500. And there's some wood and air compressors back there. And there's also a planer hidden. We could tack on another 500 for that. So about 4,000 pounds total in bay 2. This is bay 1. I always try to keep it as open as possible so that I can pull vehicles in and work on them. I have the go-kart and the mower. I can easily just roll those out and have an entire floor space. But as far as weight goes, we got the toolboxes right there in the shelf. It's got batteries and a winch on it. We'll call it somewhere around 1,000. The go-kart and the mower probably weighs somewhere around 1,500. And then all the shelves of junk. Well, it's actually not junk, it's a lot of tools and fluids and things that I use. We'll call that 1,000, so around 3,500 pounds in bay 1. I looked online and it looks like the metal building, I could be way off with this because I use Google, but the building itself weighs somewhere around 4,000 pounds. So total, everything sitting on the pad, somewhere around 20,000 pounds. I mean, that's approximate, obviously, because I'm not weighing all this stuff, but around 20,000 pounds. And in the first bay, the heaviest thing I pull in here is my truck. It weighs between 6,000 and 7,000 pounds. So as far as like moving weight goes, and I'm not doing that all the time, only when I'm doing oil changes or, you know, transmission fluid or differential, stuff like that. And I pull multiple vehicles out because our family, I help work on their cars and stuff, my wife's car and all that. So as far as rolling weight goes, you got to think about that. Think about my tractor going in and out when I cut grass, my mowers and UTV and all this stuff going in and out. So I do move around a lot in here. I never even thought to worry about that. I had a lot of people questioning, what's the moving weight? What's the moving weight? And that is what it is. I don't know if that's a big deal or not, but I've not had any shifting or issues like cracking or any of that stuff. Now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna get to the question that I have for you guys if you're interested in what I'm about to show you, because making a video of what I'm about to talk about takes a lot of effort, and what I'm doing anyway takes a lot of work. So I just want to know if you guys would be interested in seeing that, and if you are, let me know. So this is what the outside of my building currently looks like with the gravel foundation. We built a playhouse for our kids a while back, and the foundation looked the same. We didn't like the way it looked, so I planned and built a retaining wall around the outside. Here are a few clips of the progress, along with what it looks like today. Each clip was the daily progress of it. Overall, this project took about 5 days. I added mulch and some shrubs up front as well. The last clip is what it looks like after approximately 5 months. As you may notice, I graded, planted new seed, and backfilled everything with gravel. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Between this video and the 1 year update video, I've covered all the ones that I've gotten so far. Let me know about the retaining wall if you guys want to see that, because the one that I showed you took me about 7 days. It took me a full week to build, and I'm expecting this one to take about 10 days because it's a lot longer and wider, and it's a lot more block. So the 10 days worth of work along with recording is going to add a lot of time. So let me know if you're interested in seeing that. I hope you guys get something from this. If you didn't, let me know. If you did, let me know. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.